ancient Egypt, a land of divine rule where gods shaped the cosmos, and the afterlife was a journey filled with peril and judgment. Today, we unveil the myths of the Egyptian Pantheon, the birth of the world, the rise and fall of Osiris, the battle for the throne, and the final judgment of souls. Prepare to step into the sands of time where history and legends intertwine. Before the gods, before the land of Egypt, there was only noon, an endless ocean of darkness and chaos. But from the waters rose a figure, the first god, Atum, the self-created one. In the void, Atum brought forth life, giving birth to Shu, the god of air, and Tefnut, the goddess of moisture. Their union created balance, breath and water, the essence of life. But the story does not end there. Shu and Tefnut gave birth to Geb, the god of the earth, and Nut, the goddess of the sky. Their love was so strong that they clung together, forming a single entity. But their father Shu saw danger in their union. With his immense strength, he lifted Nut high, separating her from Geb. And so, the heavens and the earth were divided forever. Osiris was more than a god. He was the first king of Egypt, a ruler who brought wisdom and civilization to mankind. Under his reign, the land flourished, laws were established, and people learned the secrets of agriculture. But envy grew in the heart of his brother, Set, the god of storms and chaos. He could not accept Osiris's rule, so he devised a sinister plan. Set crafted a magnificent chest of cedar wood, adorned with gold and jewels. He declared that whoever fit perfectly inside could keep it. One by one, the gods tried, but none fit. Then, when Osiris lay inside, Set's followers slammed the lid shut, sealing it with molten lead, before throwing it deep into the Nile. Osiris was lost, but his wife, Isis, the goddess of magic, was not one to accept fate. She searched the lands, following whispers of the river. At last, she found the chest in Byblos, trapped within the trunk of a great tree. With her magic, she freed Osiris, only for Set to strike again. This time, dismembering Osiris and scattering his remains across Egypt. After the betrayal of Osiris at the hands of Set, his body was not merely hidden, it was torn apart. According to some versions of the myth, Set divided Osiris into 42 pieces, scattering them across the land, each in a different Egyptian province. Isis, refusing to let death be the end, embarked on a journey across Egypt, collecting each piece. Alongside her sister Nephthys, she wept over each fragment, using her magic to restore Osiris. One piece, the phallus, was lost to the Nile, and so Osiris, became the ruler of the underworld, forever incomplete in the land of the dead. But Osiris left behind a son, Horus, the falcon-headed god of kingship. Raised in secrecy, Horus grew strong and vowed to proclaim his father's throne. When he came of age, he challenged Set to a duel. Their battles shook the heavens and the desert alike, lasting for years. In one of their battles, Set ripped out Horus's eye, but the wise god, Tot, the deity of wisdom, restored it, giving birth to the symbol of protection, the Eye of Horus. At last the gods decreed Horus the rightful ruler, and Set was cast away. Osiris, though dead, became king of the underworld, ruling over the souls of the deceased. Each night, as the sun sets, the great god Ra embarks on his perilous journey through the underworld aboard his solar bark. But in the darkness, a great evil lurks. Apophis, the cosmic serpent of chaos, seeks to devour him and plunge the world into eternal night. Each night, Ra gathers allies, including Set and Bastet, and battle the great serpent. They hurl spears of fire and magic, struggling to keep the darkness at bay. Sometimes, Apophis wounds Ra, and the sun dims, casting eerie twilight across the world. But at dawn, Ra triumphs once more, and light returns. In the afterlife, all souls face judgment. The heart of the deceased was weighed against the feather of Mot, the goddess of truth. If the heart was pure, the soul passed into eternal paradise. But if not, it was devoured by Amit, the soul eater. Long ago, humans conspired against the gods, thinking themselves above divine rule. The sun god Ra, angered by their defiance, summoned his most fearsome weapon, Sekhmet, the lion-headed goddess of war. She descended upon mankind with unrelenting fury, slaughtering all in her path. But as the slaughter continued, Ra realized the massacre had gone too far. To stop Sekhmet, the gods devised a trick. They dyed a vast quantity of beer red, making it resemble blood. Then, when Sekhmet drank the brew, she became intoxicated, her rage subsiding. In her drunken stupor, she transformed into the gentle Hathor, goddess of love and joy. Power in Egypt was not just ruled by strength. It was ruled by knowledge. None understood this better than Isis, the goddess of magic. Even though Ra was the greatest of gods, he kept one thing hidden, his true, secret name. A name that granted ultimate power. Isis, desiring this knowledge, hatched a cunning plan. She fashioned a venomous serpent from Ra's own divine essence and placed it in his path. The snake struck swiftly, its poison burning through the sun god's veins. Writhing in agony, Ra called upon his many names, but none could heal him. Isis, feigning concern, offered a cure, but only if he whispered his secret name to her. Desperate, Ra gave in. With his true name in her grasp, Isis became one of the most powerful deities in Egypt. Such was the power of wisdom and deception. Among mortals, betrayal and fate wove tragic stories. One such tale is that of Anubis and Ptah, two brothers living peacefully, but their harmony was shattered when Anubis's wife falsely accused Ptah of seduction. Betrayed, Ptah fled to the wilderness, where he carved out a new life, only to face further betrayals and transformation. Ptah was eventually reborn as a sacred bull, found by the pharaoh himself, but fate was not kind. Ptah was once again deceived and slain, his heart buried deep within the earth. Yet, from that very spot, a tree sprouted, and through it, he was reborn again, proving that destiny was inescapable. Even pharaohs could not escape destiny. When a royal prince was born, the seven Hathors, goddesses of faith, whispered his doom. He would die by crocodile, snake, or dog. His father, desperate to prevent fate, locked him away. But no walls can hold back destiny. Despite his isolation, the prince encountered all three creatures. He befriended a dog, escaped a venomous snake, but ultimately met his fate when a crocodile emerged from the Nile. Thus, the lesson was clear. Fate is inescapable, even for the mightiest of rulers. These myths, long buried in the sands of time, reveal the depths of Egyptian belief. Gods and mortals alike danced in the web of fate, proving that power, cunning, and even destiny itself shaped their world. These myths, carved into temple walls and whispered through time, are more than legends. They are the echoes of a civilization that once ruled the world. If you crave more forgotten tales, subscribe to the Secret Pantheon, where history and myth become one.